Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Kona Faith Center with a word for today. And the word for today is influence. God's been talking to me about accessing the blessing to enlarge, extend, grow the influence of Kona Faith Center in our community. Of course, we access everything God has for us by faith. The prayer of Jabez today seems to encapsulate this idea. I always wonder about people who name their kids something like pain, or in Jabez's case, literally, he will cause pain. The Bible does not say anything else about Jabez except that he was more honorable than his brothers. However, I think we can infer that at the very least Jabez became a significant enough leader that he's named in the Bible and his brothers weren't. Bless me and enlarge, extend my border. May your power be with me, may your hand be with me. Keep me from evil that I may not cause pain. Keep me from evil so that it might not harm me. Obviously, it's the Lord who raises up, it's the Lord who brings down, yet I also believe that the Lord answers prayer. And in the case of Jabez, it says that the Lord granted Jabez what he requested. It's the God-man partnership all the time. I think the way this works is that God puts desires in our hearts so that we will ask him for what he wants to give us. Then God gives us the desires of our heart, all for his purpose, all as part of his plan. Now, I think we can frustrate God. Psalm 78 says that the people of Israel limited God. How can we limit God? Well, by not responding to what he wants to do for us, in us, through us, by not aligning ourselves with him, his plan, his purpose, by not walking closely enough to him, by allowing sin in our lives, as was the case of Israel in Psalm 78. In thinking about sin, whatever is not of faith is sin, is usually what comes to my mind. What most people would consider the major sins, as if there was such a thing, are things that I've gained a measure of victory over, thank you, Jesus. However, responding in faith, responding as Jesus would if he was living my life, is definitely an ongoing process. The daily crucifixion of my flesh, my old nature, the old man, which puts an end to sin, is definitely a battle. I'm not sure that I always make the connection between winning the daily crucifixion battle and expanding influence in my community. As Jesus died and rose again, consider myself dead to sin, but alive and living for God in the power that Jesus gives me. There seems to be a clue here. The more dead I am to sin, the more of the power that Jesus makes available to me, and the more I'm able to access it. So the point is, never let sin rule, never obey the desires of the flesh, the old nature. Instead, offer myself to God as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. Offer every part of my life. Let obedience be my master as it leads me to God. Now, the kingdom has some really interesting ideas. The way up is down. The way to get more is to give. The way to influence others best is to crucify my flesh. I think we need to ask the question from time to time, am I better, or was I better off being a slave to sin, or am I better off being a slave to righteousness? Am I better off being a slave that belongs to God, which results in a holy life as God has it? Of course, the answer is I'm way better off being a slave to righteousness. I'm way better off being a slave that belongs to Jesus. And I want to use this, and I hope you'll join me, as a motivation to pray for others first and foremost, to pray for the desires that God has put in our hearts so that he can bring his plans to pass, to pray for more influence in our community so that more people will come into the kingdom. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, not my will, Lord, but yours, Lord, come. The word for today is influence. The way up is down. God bless. Check in tomorrow.